All right, there we go. Hello, nice to see you again. It has been a while. Yeah, I'm probably the last person that does his or her 2020 review, and yeah, I mean, 2020 was crazy. We had the pandemic. I moved to Hamburg, got a daughter, started Tresor One, started Geoman, started this YouTube channel, got into a new job in the beginning here in Hamburg. So it has been a crazy, crazy year, and it was important to me to reflect on it. And I took my time, and I will share it here, of course, with you, with all the learnings that I had, with stuff that I'm not happy with stuff that I am happy with, and we will also talk about 2021 in a different video about the different goals here, personal and for Tresor One, which I guess is the biggest topic on the channel right now. So let's dive into it. Since a couple of years, I have like 5 categories that I track basically my goals for. And these are relationships, so basically spouse, friends, family, all that stuff. Health, that is me personally, like, physical fitness, mental health, all that kind of stuff. Finances, job, and to job I count both the full-time job and Tresor One and stuff, and emotions. And emotions is more like building memories, like doing something that you know will stick around in your head, that you memorize, or that you remind yourself for years to come. And this can be anything, anything that like drives up adrenaline, anything like travels or things like that. And the emotions part, I mean, we can start with that. This was, of course, not good in 2020, as travel was restricted, and yeah, not a lot has happened there. I did start my sailing license and took the first lessons and all of that, so that was amazing, and I count that into that. But it's yeah, I had to cancel it as the season then stopped after COVID blocked it as well. So I have to continue it this year. But other than that, I basically missed all of the goals there. So I won't even mention them. Um, and in relationships, yeah, I got a kid and a daughter, and that's very nice. And I mean, forcibly, like due to COVID, we all had to spend our time at home. So I spent a lot of time with her and with my wife, which is great. But I haven't spent time with my friends. So yeah, the friends part, also moving to Hamburg, you gotta build up a new friend circle and all of that in a new city. So that was hard. And I can't wait for COVID to be over to get back on this again. So I wanted to get those two out of the way, as COVID impacted us heavily. Regarding health, I had some goals of like running 500 kilometers in the year, which is basically like 10 per week, around that. Um, and yeah, do physical exercise and eat better. This went good. So in 2019, I basically was in the best shape of my life, but in 2020, this went down a lot. So in the beginning, I was like in a squash team, played multiple times a week, and went running and all of that. So I felt very, very good. But this like splunged down when everything closed through COVID, and yeah, I have the occasional spikes in like going out for a run and all that, and I know how good it is for me, but it's still very, very hard for me to establish a routine here. So that was, I'm not happy at all with the health part. And this is like, of course, I can do excuses with COVID and stuff, but like running is okay, running or body weight training at home and all that. So there are not really excuses to not do it. So definitely something I have to work on, and it's, it has a ripple effect. It's one of these core um, key pillars in habits. It's a key habit. If I do regular exercise, take care of my body, take care of my mind, it has a ripple effect on so much more. I'm more productive here on the computer. I'm more productive in my mind. I'm more relaxed. I feel better. I feel more confident, like all of that. And it's something I need to pick up again. So it's definitely a big one for me this year. So that was relationships, emotions, and health. Now, what we have left is finance and job. So let's get into job. Job is, of course, no, let's start with finance. Finance, I have some goals there, like, saving a particular amount or investing a particular amount. I have goals with increasing my my active income and increasing my passive income, of course. But the passive income part is like I have to have active income a lot to be able to put that money into work and create passive income out of it. So active income and increasing that was a focus in the past 2 years, as I in the beginning, when you start this whole personal finance thing, you probably reduce cost, but at some point you are at the lower bottom, and it pains for every more euro. And every euro that you have to save then is so much more work and effort and pain than just earning more. So at some point I stopped focusing on reducing my costs and focused on earning more, and this has been a focus since the past 2 years. And my income increased quite a lot. So that was very, very positive. I basically broke all my goals there by far. So I can definitely say that I'm in a healthy financial shape, and the problems that I concern myself with are basically not finance anymore. So except if you want to finance something big, like buying an apartment or buying a house or whatever, this of course is a concern. But other than that, I earn more than I need, or I earn more than I spend. Let's put it this way. I invest the rest, and it just keeps going that way. So for the finance part, I reached all my goals, I exceeded all my goals, and I don't have any, I won't put any bigger goals this year for this, because it's running already. It's like if you run 10 kilometers a day anyway, like if you are a runner or a jogger, why would you put up a goal that says 10K a day? You will do it anyway. Same with books, for example. In the previous years, I had read 20 books a year or something. And once this was a habit and I read them anyway, I stopped putting it as a goal, because it felt like, just ticking off a box that I will do anyway. So I probably won't have any bigger finance goals there this year, and at least for this year, because it's going quite well. But job is the one where a lot is happening, and where most of the goals will lie also for this year. So I changed my job at the end of the year. As I guess some of you know, I just started at Stripe and moved from Schernau, a German company. And I also went back there from management back into individual contributor role. But this has nothing to do with my goals there. My goals in the job part, in the let's say active job, daily job, the full-time job, they are more about what I have to learn, where I have to get better at, and the impact that I want to have, and the learnings that I do. So in 2020, I think it was a good year for me job-wise, but I'm not happy with how I progressed myself. So eventually the move to Stripe will help me a lot here, because I feel like a total noob in there, and I will learn a lot. I will learn a lot in so many different areas, and this is one of the most important things. So it's very exciting for 2021 and very promising. Now finally, let's get to Tresor One, or the side projects that I started in 2020. And I mean, there I also broke all the records, let's say, or all my goals, not the records, but the goals. I wanted to earn my first euro, ideally 500 euros per month would have been awesome. And I wanted to build 2 side projects that create revenue for me. And I reached all of them by a long shot. So Tresor One made about 30,000 euros last year. We are now almost at 4K MRR, monthly recurring revenue, but the revenue itself was like 9,500 last month alone. Geoman is also doing okay. We are at like 800 MRR. Yeah, so that is beyond expectation. And of course, my goals for this year will be much, much higher. But, in the beginning when I started, it was, I didn't even think about that or the goal was to just be able to create a product and, make something and productize it in a way that people start to pay for it and that it's creating value for them so that they are willing to pay for it. And now that this hurdle is over, the goals become much bigger, of course. But this was the beginning of 2020 when I thought about these goals. And already in May, I think, we had the first subscriber. So I couldn't be more happy on that front. And Geoman as well, of course. So job-wise, it was a very successful year, I think, at least for me. And the problem, I think, also is, like most of you know, I hustled a lot. I worked during the night, I worked in the morning, and the thing that suffered the most, I think, was my health. So physical fitness and so on. This was also that I stopped doing. Basically, this was the first thing that I stopped doing to have more time. So definitely something where I need to have more balance this year. I do have a 6th pillar of goals that is personal development. And there I have things like learning a new language, learning an instrument, and things like this. But this was also very, very low last year. And I don't even, I had no bigger goals in there. Except for that I continuously remind myself of the person that I want to be, like in a way, how you are, how you behave, what are the characteristics of a person that I aspire to be. And this is something I remind myself a lot. So I can act in that way, I can be that way, develop myself in that way. And some of that stuff just requires constant work. Yeah? For example, physical fitness is something that you don't do and then you check it off. It's something that you have to create a habit for and just do all the time, and all your life. It has to be part of how you live, live every day. So that's why I need these reminders. Remind yourself you want to be a physically fit person. So you have to put the work in. So all in all, it's a mixed year, even though job and finance were very, very successful. I think relationships and health is something that I should have had more balance with. So that's definitely something I will look out for this year. And we will see regarding job. Honestly, I think Stripe is like the Champions League. It's my favorite company in the world, and working there is also not only a huge honor and a big learning opportunity, but it's also, on the other side, I'm thinking, okay, what comes next? It's like within Stripe, there is so much more for me to learn and achieve. But I'm also thinking, or let's put it this way, before Stripe, there was also these Silicon Valley companies you can look up to, I would love to work in a company like that, or experience how they work, what culture they have and all of that. And now I know I can experience all of that, but I'm not sure what comes after that, which company would I think is even better afterwards. But that is not something to concern myself with right now, as I just started. So there is a ton to do and to work, and it will keep my mind busy for a very long time. And not only that, I still have Trezor One, which becomes more of a business than a product now. I will get to that in another video, and this of course keeps my mind very busy. And if that isn't enough, I also, have a kid now, and can challenge myself to debug that kid every day and raise her. So that has been a bit of my year. I know I didn't went into very details of the goals themselves, and that is very intentional. But if I share my 2021 goals with you in a different video, I will go into a lot more detail, and then you can hold myself accountable for that. You can hold me accountable for that during the year. So we will put numbers on the goals for this year, and let's see where we are going. And by the way, for this channel, the goal was to create 60 videos, and we are above that. I think I created 75 or something. So that was good. Although I wanted 1,000 subscribers, that I didn't achieve. But I didn't like factually put this as a goal because I didn't want to advertise the video somewhere. I wanted to see if it's of value for people and they watch it and share it on their own. I didn't want to like spam my network on Twitter or wherever to watch it. So we will see. The channel is growing, and I mean, if you do enjoy the content, you know the drill, right? Like, subscribe, all that good stuff helps the channel out a lot. For this year, we do have some goals. I will get to them in a second video. So that's it, rambling about 2020 for now. Let's look forward, and I wish you a nice start into the year. I hope you had a good start into the year. And I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day. Cheers.